It's another Wednesday on the Women's Series program where we capture developments and stories that impact women. Welcome to the show. I am Ayomide Oguntoye. Today, we want to look at the issues around the collection of the PVCs, that's the permanent voters cards. Recall that some weeks back, we had dwelt on registration, but recently, the Independent National Electoral Commission, that's the INEC, has expressed worries over the low rate of permanent voters cards collections, especially in Lagos State, given that we have recorded the highest number of registered voters. Now, given the data also in Lagos State, INEC has also said that a total of about 1 million PVCs are yet to be collected by their owners. Likewise, other states across the Federation. Let's hear from an INEC official, Fortune Mbamalu, a Chief Admin Officer in INEC, who is joining us virtually. Hello, Fortune. Thank you for joining us today. How are you doing?
Hello, how are you? I'm good.
Yeah, and how has the CVR process been so far?
So far, so good. We are pushing it. And I am excited that people are really coming out to register this time. Unlike when we started this process June last year, sometimes we hardly have like 6 registrants in a day. With all the sensitization and everything, all of a sudden, you just see that we're having a lot of crowds, both at our state office and the local government offices all over Lagos. So we are doing great.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. We're happy that the sensitization is working and there are more awareness around the permanent voters cards registration process. But with several people complaining about the collection of the collection process of their PVC, some have even described this process as another ordeal, another hassle. What is INEC's disposition to the collection of the PVCs?
You know what? One issue with, well, I say people now, Nigerians, is that there's nothing you do that people don't complain about. People we normally let people that we don't collect PVC by proxy, that you don't collect on behalf of anybody. And then sometimes, you see people trying to jump the process to collect for themselves, collect for all their family members. And sometimes you find people coming to complain. It's like somebody came to collect their card and the person did not give it to them. So we'll try to make sure that when you come to collect PVC, we'll take your picture, you sign your signature, and you put the entry of all the delimitations and the PIN number, that's the voter identification number, on your card. You sign by yourself. So you come back tomorrow and say, somebody came to pick your card on your behalf and didn't give it to you. So these are the measures that are taken to avoid somebody coming to pick somebody else's card on behalf of another person. And when the right owner comes, the person will begin to complain, somebody have collected my card. I saw my status. Of course, when your status is on our database, definitely that means your card is available. So to avoid things like this, we make the process very tight so that, when you come, we take your picture, you put your signature down and all your details. You can't come back tomorrow to tell us that you are not the one that picked your PVC by yourself. And people have been coming and they have been picking. In fact, I have a friend of mine that registered since 2014 and he's yet to collect, showing me his PVC. I was like, what are you still doing with PVC? Since you registered 2014, he complained. I say, okay, hold on. Let me find out if your status is on our database. And I did, and I discovered that status is there. Ask him, go to the local government where you registered and pick up your PVC. And he got there immediately. It didn't take him up to 1 hour to drive from where he is to the location of the local government. And he got there and it did take them anything to find his permanent voter's card lying there since 2014. So you can imagine, people keep complaining, but we keep doing what we can do to make sure that nobody is disenfranchised.
Yeah. So I assume that this process is working for the commission, but a lot of people have also complained that with the crowd, with the number of people you see every day, how have you been able to manage the crowd considering this process that you have just described?
Like I said before, we keep doing what we can do. We can't do more than we can. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because this collection of PVC, you can imagine somebody that registered since 2014 coming in 2022 to collect his permanent. Can you imagine the number of years his card has been lying in our office? He never had interest of going to pick it. Up till now, whatever it is that make him decide to go and pick up his PVC after like 8 years. And lo and behold, PVC is still lying there in the office waiting for him. I've come to discover something that in Nigeria, we don't like to do things when it's not crowded. I don't know whether there's anything people enjoy in waiting for something to be crowded before they go to do it, just like the case of BVN. At some point, they started having stampedes in the bank. But the time that thing was happening wasn't really the time registration of BVN started. So it's the same thing with INEC. We've been pleading with people 2011, 2014, 2019, come collect your PVCs, but they refuse to. All of a sudden, when they hear that it's remaining like few days for CVR to end, you see everybody just pop out from their house, crowding our gates, crowding our offices, and the next thing you see them complaining.
Now, the just concluded Osun State governorship election opened the eyes of many to the fact that elections in Nigeria can be free and fair. And many are looking forward to 2023 to participate in the electoral process. And this can obviously be achieved only through the PVC. Now, what encouragements do you have for people, especially women who are yet to register, considering we've experienced political apathy in previous years?
Okay, I'm really glad when people say that right now they are believing in the electoral process. Because when we used to tell them that it's only when you are able to convince or maybe buy votes or steal ballot boxes and all this to make somebody win, they don't believe it. They keep saying we rig election, we rig election. But I'm glad that Osun election really opened the eyes of people to let them know. People keep saying their votes don't count, and we keep telling them that their votes count. Because if your vote doesn't count, why do they always run away with ballot boxes? If your vote doesn't count, why do they give people money to vote for a particular candidate? So right now they know. That's why we introduced the BVAS machine. Since they don't believe in the other processes, with this machine, you can realize that nobody can manipulate the system. It's either you vote or you do not vote. And I'm glad that Nigerians too, their eyes are open. Right now, they are not voting money. Even when they collect the money, they still vote their conscience. And I believe with that, things can get better. And I also want to encourage the women because I'm a gender desk officer. I always love talking to women, encouraging the women to participate in the electoral process. In Nigeria here, there are so many things that are hindering women: fear, the society, family, what people will say. And even recently, I've come to find out that women were even the ones that are even against ourselves. Look at the governorship candidate of People's Democratic Party in Lagos State, the current one now, picked Jennifer as the running mate. And you see the women asking, what is she looking for? What does she want there? She's better off an actress than politics and all that, you know? So you can imagine when the women are against themselves, what do you now expect the men to do? So I keep encouraging women. If you look at a country like Rwanda, look at half of the country's government is the women that are in charge there. We can achieve that in Nigeria because when God created everybody, he deposited something in each and every one of us, both the male gender and the female gender. And when the female genders are not allowed to bring out the talents and the gifts that deposited in them to help in the growth of a nation, it becomes difficult. So I keep encouraging women, no matter the barrier, no matter the fears out there, to start participating actively in the electoral process. And I believe that together it can get better. Like I always tell them, the women, we don't compete with the men, we complement the men. So when the women are allowed to participate in the decision-making of a nation, It complements what the men have, and together we'll build a greater and a better nation. So that's my encouragement.
I agree with you. We don't compete with the men, but we complement each other. Now, in 1 minute, could you speak to the closing date of the voters' registration process as announced by the Commission?
All right. I believe the Commission has given enough time for this continuous exercise. It's over a year we started this process. And I want to encourage people between now and the 31st of July to come out, to come and register. INEC has a timetable. If we keep extending this CVR the way people are demanding for it, it's going to encroach into other programs that we have, and it will affect the process and preparations for 2023 election. So I want to encourage everybody with this 2 weeks extension now, from now till 31st of July, Saturdays, Sundays, we are working also. So if you say you are not able to do it Monday to Friday because you are working, please make yourself available for Saturday and Sunday. Come and register so that you can participate fully in the 2023 election.
Thank you very much, Fortune. It was great speaking with you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You've heard from Fortune. Remember that you cannot vote with your sleep. You have to get your PVC, and come 2023, you and I are not going to be a party to political apathy that we've experienced in the past. We will participate. And this is where we draw the curtains for today. To keep the conversation going, follow us on all our social media platforms showing on the screen. And if you'd like to reach out to me, send a mail to ayomide.oguntoye@proshare.co. And do not forget to log on to our website to get the latest on the financial space. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.